Hello mortals, it is I, the booktube goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. And it's time to play another episode of Shelve It or Shove It, the completely superficial game where I add books to my TBR based solely on their covers. Now, I have to be honest with you, with the whole quarantine going on, for some reason, I'm not reading very much. I'm in some kind of a funk. So last month, I DNF'd 2 books. One was Martin McLean, Middle School Queen, which I did a video on because I found a better book, Freak Show by James St. James, which I do recommend. And the William Gibson novel, I couldn't get into it. I just didn't care about the characters at all. And it even had a sort of interesting concept, science fiction concept, but I could not care about the characters, and I just found myself bored to tears, so I DNF'd that one. Or wait a minute, that was 2 months ago. I am so far behind in reading. Last month it was All the Stars and Teeth, which was a young adult fantasy. I started it, I haven't finished it. And I did finish Upright When Wanted, which, not my favorite book. But I'll do a wrap-up. Once I get a couple books under my belt read, I'll do a wrap-up video. But I still want to add a book from the new releases in March for my TBR in April. And I'm also doing the Magical Readathon, where I did a Harry Potter skit. If you haven't seen that one, please check it out, because I play 4 characters. And may I say, I am related to the smartest student in Hogwarts, Hermione Granger. She's my 3rd cousin, once removed. Well, there's always a rotten apple in every barrel. So I am probably just going to pick one book, maybe 2 books, but probably just one book from Shelved or Shove It to add to my TBR for April. The first book we're going to look at is #1 New York Times and USA Today best-selling author Cassandra Clare, Book 1, Chain of Gold, The Last Hour, a brand new series in the Shadow Hunter world. And it is a gorgeous cover, but I am not interested in it. I did read the first, was it a trilogy or 4 books? I read the first Cassandra Clare Mortal Instruments books, and I thought they were fine. She's not really my favorite author. There were some interesting choices she made, but I'm not really interested in finding another one. So I am going to shove it. Next up is Crescent City by Sarah Maas, and if you're in booktube, you have to be under a rock not to have heard of this book. So, and it is a really gorgeous cover as well. House of Earth and Blood. I did read her Throne of Glass series. Again, not my favorite author, but I liked the first trilogy. Was it a trilogy or a quartet? I don't remember. But I read them, and they were fine. I do like this cover. I'm going to shelve it. Next up is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. It's a gorgeous blue cover, which looks like a mirror image of a tree with stars and planets. I really like this cover. Don't know anything about the author. I am going to shelve it. Next up is Imagine Me by Terera Matti. Apologies if I'm messing up the name. I do recognize the cover is in a series with Something Me, Shatter Me. That's the first one, I think. I'm not into this series, and I don't really feel like jumping into a series right now. But let me know if this is a good series, because I have heard about it, but I don't remember if I've heard if it's good or bad. I mean, it's probably good, right? Because I think it's been hyped on BookTube. Am I right? Am I wrong? Oh, my memory. So anyway, I'm going to shove it. Next up is Haven Fall by Sarah Holland. That's kind of interesting. They have the two words of the novels as a mirror image. One's upside down, one's right side up. And I like this cover too. What is it with the young adult covers? They're killing it this month. I love the lunar phases that arc over this mountain that has a waterfall, a face, a city. It looks really cool. And then underneath are roots, I guess. Looks like lightning bolts, but I assume they're roots. I'm going to shelve the Sarah Holland novel because the cover is really nice. I am going to skip children's books because there's only 3 of them on Goodreads and they obviously look like picture books. As you know, if I pick up a children's book, it will be a middle grade book. So let's go down to science fiction. First up is Docile by K.M. Zapara. There is no consent under capitalism. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm not feeling this book. I'm not feeling the cover. It has a man kneeling down with his face look like it's erased out. But it does have a recommendation by Charlie Jane Anders, who is an author I do like. But based on this cover, I'm going to shove it. Next up is The Companions, a novel by Katie M. Flynn. I don't get it. It looks like fingerprints, maybe. I can tell nothing from the cover, so I'm just going to go ahead and shove it. Next up is Lakewood by Megan Giddings. It looks like a face with 2 hands, sort of. Looks like a mask. The face may be a mask that's cracked, or maybe this is a statue. I don't know. No idea what this is about. Just based on the cover, I'm going to shove it. Finally, in science fiction, we have The Last Human, a novel by Zach Jordan, stuffed with aliens, adventure, mystery, and big ideas. Andy Weir, author of The Martian. And the cover has a little human and a yellow yield sign with a bunch of aliens around him. I don't know. I'm going to shove it. I have too many questions. Again, if I was at a bookstore, I would pick it up and read the blurb on the other side, but we are just picking books based on their cover. Now we move on to fantasy. Okay, I am very excited. It is an N.K. Jemisin novel, one of my favorite new authors. She wrote The Thousand Kingdoms, which I read when it was first debuted, and excellent novels. I think it was a duology. Is it trilogy? Duology? Me and my memory. But then she wrote the 5th season trilogy, which was fantastic. I strongly recommend those books if you haven't read them already. But looks like she has a new fantasy book out, The City We Became, a novel. So I have a lot of questions because this is under fantasy, but it looks very contemporary. I wonder if it's an alternate timeline situation. I don't know. But the font looks like something from like the 40s. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's like this noir mystery, maybe in a fantasy alternate reality. I don't know. But just by the author, I am definitely shelving The City We Became. Next, we have a novel by Patricia Briggs, who another author I'm familiar with. Don't think she's my favorite author. Smoke Bitten, a Mercy Thompson novel. It's a really interesting cover with, you would think it's a smoke vampire. I don't know, but it has this woman with a really interesting tattoo that looked like she's been bitten by a dragon, and the teeth marks are smoking. I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm going to shove it because I believe this is part of a series that I'm not really interested in at this time. Next, we have Sharks in the Time of Saviors, a novel by Kawaii Strong Washburn. And it's about a shark. That's all I can get from the cover. Sharks in the Time of Saviors. It's an interesting cover, I'll give it that. But I can tell you right off, I would not read this novel just based on this cover, so I'm going to shove it. And finally, our final book we're going to look at is The Empress of Salt and Fortune by this author. I don't know how to pronounce it. Vo is the last name. And I am getting some type of voodoo vibe. Fortune teller, empress. It's an interesting cover, but I'm going to shelve it. We have shelved 4 books, 3 young adults and a fantasy. Sarah Maas's Crescent City, The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu, Havenfall by Sarah Holland, and finally, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Well, I'm definitely picking N.K. Jemisin. So the question is, do I want to add yet another book to my TBR? One of these young adult books with a gorgeous cover. And I have to be honest with you, out of these 3 covers, I mean, Crescent City is the one that's ringing the bell because I've heard about it from booktube, but just on the cover, Havenfall, I'm really interested in. So I think I'm going to do Havenfall and The City We Became, these 2 books. So let's go ahead and read what they're about. Let's see if I was correct about the N.K. Jemisin book. 5 New Yorkers must come together in order to defend their city from an ancient evil in the first book of a stunning new series by Hugo-winning and New York Times best-selling author N.K. Jemisin. Every great city has a soul. Some are as ancient as myths, and others are as new and destructive as children. New York City, she's got 6. So I'm kind of getting American Gods vibes by Neil Gaiman, sort of the gods, new gods and old gods. Apparently cities have souls, and New York has 5 souls. I don't get an era, so I assume it's going to be contemporary. It's a new series. I don't mind starting a new series by N.K. Jemisin. Like I said, she's one of my favorite authors. So I'm excited to check out this book. And finally, Havenfall by Sarah Holland. It looks like it's the first book of a series. What a surprise. Hidden deep in the mountains of Colorado lies the Inn at Havenfall, a sanctuary that connects ancient worlds, each with their own magic. For generations, the inn has protected all who seek refuge, and any who disrupt the peace can never return. I would never have guessed this is a contemporary. I'm assuming Colorado. So it looks like it's a mystery, this mystical inn that's supposed to be some type of sanctuary. There's a dead body, which sparks a story. I don't know anything about this book. Hopefully it's a good one. I do know it has a pretty cool cover. I'll have affiliate links to the books I've shelved below if you're interested. And please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more. Until next time, may all the books you read be blessed.